jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know the first in the building. Mike on deck. What's good with it, brother? Carlos is in the building. I see you. WCS and chat fam. WCS salute. Bud is free to whoop ass. I can't wait. That's a good way to look at it. Free to whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? Mr. International Toby Bartlett is in the building. What's good with it? Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Yes, sir. You already know better to be global than just local. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Bug on Stop. Canelo is in the building. What's good with it, man? Big Blunts and Boxing the GOAT has arrived on deck. What it do, man? Appreciate the clips. I'm definitely going to use some of them in this live stream. Appreciate it. We're going to definitely, talk about some of the current events that's going on with fighters moving, shifting, relocating, and how it pertains to boxing. The OG Mr. Golden in the building. What's good with it? I see you. So if you don't know, this is High Grease Chronicles EP 267. Crawford, free agent. It's very, very important for you to know that. All right. I'm not going to keep this up the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to put this up there. You know? Shout out to the High Grease Chronicles. Yeah. There has been some changes that's going on. First of all, let's acknowledge the hottest chat in the game. I'm going to need your, participation today. You understand? Because I know I got some boxing aficionados, some diehard fans, some scholars that follow the sport. You know what I'm saying? I need for you to help me out. So recently, since 2024, we only in February. We about to close this out. We still in the first quarter, right? A lot was going on last year. We thought we was going to get Spence Crawford in December, the rematch. But due to the rumblings and what we witnessed July 29th, that's just not the case, people. It's just not the case. I mean, we want to see performances like that, but sometimes we don't want to see performances like that. Because when you do it so easily and so brutish, it has people second guessing what was actually in the contract. And that's what we went through right now. All right. That's what we're going through with Crawford. He had people second guessing whether to stay with freaking PBC or not. Showtime decided to divorce, end their matrimony, and go back to normal scheduled program. Since then, PBC has absolutely been struggling. Now, let me just put the kickstand on Crawford topic right quick and get to the one and only Canelo Alvarez. Isn't he like 6'2" 62-2, right? Canelo Alvarez has dipped over there to the PBC with an open door policy, y'all. They allowed that man to come over there and just, dip in for millions, dip out with millions. Dip in for millions, dip out with millions. You know what I'm saying? That's what they allowed Canelo to do. It was even a list that they had drafted for Canelo Alvarez, $100 million for Mar Charlo, Errol Spence, and David Benavidez. $100 million, y'all. $100 million. And you wonder why they're in the situation they are now. Canelo, as a boxer, doesn't even equate to 1% of boxers in the sport. So how can you allow somebody to be gifted so much attention when you have other fighters that you're supposed to feed? Somebody help me understand that. Do you all believe, all the rumor mill that have been out there circulating for quite some time? Do you believe that it's warranted right now for them to be experiencing what they're experiencing? Not to say that they don't have a network in Amazon Prime, but do you believe that the reason why Prime has them on a short leash is due to the fragmentation of their business, the books? Could it be something internal to how loose and reckless it was going on over there? Do you believe that's why they don't have an annual budget? Please help me get some clarification, because I have tried my best to reach out to Martell, because that's what's in his title, right? He always talking about the business. And he was an advocate, and I still haven't been able to get a response from him. If he pops in the chat, I would definitely drop the link, because I want to be educated. I don't think he wants to educate me, man. But I need for you all, the scholars in the chat, what do you think the reason is as to why Amazon Prime is so hesitant to pretty much give them an annual budget to play with so they can put on some big fights? Do you think that Amazon Prime wasn't in support of Canelo Alvarez fighting a Jamar Charlo? Do you think they was in support of him fighting Hammy McGee? Do you think, they was in they're in support to even think to give Canelo higher than 10 million to fight Edgar Bologna? Seriously. I don't get it. See, I have to put some partial blame on Canelo too. Because at this point, it seems like he's allowing his prima donna type of behavior to get the best of him. I understand he's climbed the ladder. He's sitting on the throne right now. He's earned his spot. But it's a bit selfish that, all these other boxers, depending on who they are, have to starve. They have to eat. They have to be rationed because you have people that's willing to just put all this on Canelo. So Canelo won't get his money. The higher up's going to get their money. But yet all these other fighters that want to fight on the undercard, they're going to get paid crumbs, scraps, scraps. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's not fair when it comes to boxing because they do it all the time. But you rather give the entire load to Canelo, who's already making millions, instead of basically slicing the pie just a little bit different and putting on some fights on the undercard that people want to see. I mean, wouldn't that be what you want? Wouldn't that be what you want? Straight up. Wouldn't that be what you want, though? There's no way in hell you're going to tell me Canelo continues to get the entire pot of gold. You have fighters up here that's going to the gym, staying in shape, waiting on the phone call. But they going up here getting paid crumbs. While Canelo continues to get millions upon millions fighting okay opposition at this point. He wants to go out the door, you know what I'm saying, making millions upon millions, not fighting the best names. And that, to me, is selfish. That's extremely selfish because what you're doing is you're allowing the younger generation that's coming up, and some of them are thriving to be in your position, Canelo. You're basically showing them, hey, I can do it, you can do it. But Canelo's not going to show them how to do it. Not while he's active. He pretty much showed, how much influence he actually have. He made Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia move from Vegas to freaking the Barclays in Brooklyn just to flex on them, just to let them know. Don't you ever think that you're anything close to what I am. You haven't even came close to my career. You don't have the names on your resume like I do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have all those boxing fans cheering you on as you walking out to the ring like they do me or doing a face-off. They don't come and see you like they see me. And he got a point. But at this point in time, Canelo's is way beyond ego, man. Selfish. They allow this man to go up here and get the entire pot of gold. And like I said, I got to stand on code too. I can't sit up here and be mad at Canelo when I always emphasize this with other boxers. I said, be sure you make the most money as possible because the boxing is not like the military. Even though you do participate in combat, full contact, hand to hand, you don't have a retirement plan. And I always push this on my lives that, negotiate, know your worth, raise the bar, raise your monetary bar. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to do it, who else is going to do it? Raise your worth, raise your Wall Street. And fighters attempt to do it, right? But see, they can do it, but you got to be consistent with your opposition so people be willing to come see you fight. If you're trying to raise the bar monetarily and you're still out here fighting mediocre, subpar, mid to low tier fighters, then you're never going to get to where Canelo at. Plus, once in a lifetime, you get the Floyd Mayweathers and Canelo Alvarez. But that doesn't mean none of these young lions can move up the ladder and get this money. It's just right now, Canelo is really not trying to let these young cats eat, bro. He really isn't. And like I said, I got to stay on code. I can't be mad at him, dog, because I say it all the time. You got to find a way to make that money, just like Tank. Tank, I would say any given Sunday, if you can make the millions without fighting the big names of the title, so be it. Because once again, I will reiterate, boxing is not like the military. It doesn't have a retirement plan. It doesn't provide you lifelong health care, bro. It doesn't. I can't be mad at him. But what I don't like is the biggest fight that's out there for you, Canelo, is Terrence Bud Crawford, money wise. It is. I think it. Look, I would say without any compunction that Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford is bigger than Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez. It just is. Crawford has accomplished more than David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? That's a point blank period, and we don't need to go any further. He's accomplished more. Do I like Benavidez? Absolutely, man. I like him as a fighter. Unfortunately for him, he's in a division where if he goes up to 75, I'm not sure how long Canelo's going to hold on to those belts, but he probably won't get the opportunity to fight Canelo as an active, reigning, unified, undisputed super middleweight champion. He may not get the opportunity. But I do like him moving up to 175 to face a former champion. I like that. A former champion who was defeated by Arthur Beterbiev or Beterbiev back in the day and who left the sport. You know what I'm saying? He should be well preserved, and this should be a really good fight for Benavidez because Voss can fight to me. He can. But that still don't negate the fact that Crawford is a free agent, Canelo is a free agent, and they still talking about fighting Hummy McGill. Look, they still talking about fighting Hummy McGill, y'all. Y'all know damn well what we witnessed with Edgar Bologna. Y'all know goddamn well, y'all. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all know goddamn well that man was a part of the Olympic dive team. Y'all know goddamn well that they gave him the orders, and on the freaking seal, they had that aquatic, you know how they have them waves on there? They had that aquatic freaking seal on the top. See, it took me a while to figure this out, but they get that letter and they put that aquatic seal like it's waves and somebody's swimming. Or depending on who you are, you know what I'm saying? They have a diving board up there and they have a freaking shadow jumping off the diving board with the water below. You know damn well that them Irish fighters are much tougher than what McCrory was demonstrating in the 5th and 6th round, bro. Don't nobody want to say it, but all they kept talking about is, to be honest, Edgar Berlanga needs a knockout. He needs a knockout to get back on track. He needs a knockout. That's all they kept talking about. He needs a knockout. He needs a knockout. And out of somewhere, he hits the man with the right hand when none of his right hands mattered earlier. Yeah, he may have wobbled him a little bit, but you know, that's just to give the fans a little bit of preamble. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just give them a little bit here and there, and then make them build up their anxiety in between rounds so Edgar can come up there, not throwing a jab, just walking, following, throwing a power shot. You know what I'm saying? I did see him throw an inside left hook, very short, quick. I like that. I like him on the inside. Like if you are not skilled on that level, you would have never seen that left hook coming from Edgar Berlanga. It was pretty on the inside. McCrory took that shit. He didn't go down. And that's not even considerably Edgar Berlanga's most powerful shot. But they want Canelo Alvarez. Eddie Hearns over here talking trash, y'all. So let's get to what Eddie Hearns said. And shout out to the GOAT, Big Bunch of Boxing, dropping the freaking receipts. Michael Benson. This is a tweet. This is a quote from Eddie Hearns. You got to stay active. Now, this is Eddie Hearns starting his Crawford hate parade. Why? Because Canelo was now back in his presence, and he stayed there massaging Canelo's feet and freaking waving him with palm leaves and feeding him grapes, crackers, and cheese. Eddie Hearns said, you got to stay active. That's the thing with Terrence Crawford. He's going to be out the ring for nearly a year again. Take a fight to Omaha. Now this is where Eddie is being himself. He's taking jabs, man. He's talking shit. He said, take a fight to Omaha, y'all. Defend your world titles. You got money. It's not like you're going to be fighting for free. You're going to be making millions. But stay relevant. Build your superstar status. People will forget about you. As I quote, this is Eddie Hearns saying people will forget about Crawford. How is that? And he's been getting more airplay than Canelo. He said people will forget about you. Gervonta Davis is another one. Tank is a superstar, but he needs to be more active. These guys have got to be fighting 3 times per year. So Eddie Hearns say that these guys need to fight 3 times a year. Is that the new quota? 3 times a year? That Sir Eddie Hearns, because I've heard some media say Eddie Hearns. So in 2023, y'all, just so you can know that Eddie Hearns is talking some absolute bullshit. Canelo Alvarez fought May 6, 2023, John Ryder. And he fought September 2023, Jermell Charlo. He said 3 times, right? So that's Canelo. He fought twice in 2023. In 2022, he fought Dimitri Bivol. And he fought a trilogy with Double G. I don't think he's Triple G no more, Double G. He fought May 7, 2022 and September 17, 2022. So Eddie Hearns is off the mark with his numbers because Canelo fought twice in the last 2 years, okay? But he fought. So he's busy worried about Crawford, who fought Sean Porter. And then he ventured into 2022. And that's when he was trying to make the fight with Errol Spence, and it didn't work. So what'd he do? To stay active and not just go the entire calendar year 2022 with no fight, he took it to Omaha like Eddie Hearns said, and he fought David Avenija and stopped him in 6. Then we go to 23. You know, the year opened up with speculation and everything else. We find out what? We find out that a deal has been made. Showtime is willing to jump on board for this first fight. You know, this is a mega fight. This is a super fight. This is 2 pound for pound fighters that's locking horns. And Bud went in there and got the job done. You know what I'm saying? In brutish fashion. So much to the fact that there was a rematch clause in there. And for whatever reason, Errol Spence enacted the rematch clause. So we already know they didn't want the rematch. And now we on to bigger and better things. Errol Spence did nothing with the rematch. He waited the entire back end of 2023, knowing he supposedly had some cataracts. And he waits to 24 to say, I'm going to have surgery. which I'm calling BS on that. So Crawford gets to a point where the rematch has expired. The calendar for the rematch has expired, which is great. So that frees up Crawford along with Canelo leaving because they couldn't meet his ultimatum. That's two fighters that's free agents right now. Bud can fight anywhere right now. Why don't Canelo Alvarez, lock in? For real, why don't he lock in and make this fight? Oh, because he's busy out there making excuses. You know what I'm saying? But one of Bud Crawford's team members, Reg Spike, he freaking responded. He didn't type all that. He wasn't all long-winded. He said, tell Eddie Hearns to promote his fighters and keep Bud's name out his mouth. Quick and straight to the point like them B&B fighters do. Quick, straight to the point. Tell Eddie Hearns to promote his fighters and keep Bud's name out his mouth. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have the bow in your hand and you have 20 arrows doesn't mean you have to go there just because you're within range and just fire off. You just take one, you aim, you find out what area that you're trying to hit and you let that arrow go all nice and smooth. And if it hit the right spot, you would get the results that you're looking for. And I definitely know that his Coach Red, his response to Eddie Hearns hit the mark. Because if you're not going to allow Crawford or push for Crawford to get the fight, you're just going to do the same shit you do with Anthony Joshua. 1 minute, y'all sitting up here criticizing him from fighting, Deontay Wilder. And then when Wilder lose, you want to act like y'all want to fight him. Then, y'all had the opportunity to face Alexander Usyk twice. You already know the deal. You lost twice. The jig was up. You're just trying to find another big name out there. So now you're signing fighters like Edgar Berlanga. And kudos to you. Kudos to Charles Conwell. So, I'm gonna tread lightly because I'm glad Charles Conwell was able to sign with Golden Boy. Maybe Charles can go over there and wipe out Eddie's, whoever he got over there. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he got over there. Maybe Charles Conwell, who was locked down for a little bit, he can go over there and sanitize the area. You know what I'm saying? With some of Eddie's fighters. For real. But back to the topic at hand. I've also heard that with Crawford being a free agent, he may in fact pursue Tim Tszyu. And the only thing about that is, I don't want Eddie to be right that Crawford may be waiting out the ring for over a year, because if he's waiting on Tim Tszyu, he's definitely going to be out the ring for a year, because they fight in March. And then you say April, May, June, July. It's enough time for Tim Tszyu or Keith Thurman, whoever wins that fight, to take a little time off and get back in the fight camp and have a solid 8 weeks to train. And they can have a fight right around the July time frame, depending on, what venue is locked in and all that shit. He have options, man. Crawford has options. He definitely have options. But what I would like for him to do is to not just vacate the unified titles at 47. I was really hoping he can get a big fight at 47 and defend his straps. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, he vacated the 140-pound straps, moved up and fought Jeff Horn. I would just like for him to defend them. That's all. And make a check off them. Get paid with them straps. Get paid with it. You could do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Canelo want to fight him because he's too dangerous. He pretty much what Canelo did was use what Crawford said way back before him and Spence actually, touched gloves, July 29th. He said they're going to say he was weight drained or he stayed in the division too long. What is Canelo doing? Canelo is saying, well, he's too small. I'm not going to get any credit. It's a high risk, no reward. So you admit that Terrence Crawford is a risk. You admit that. He is a risk. Absolutely. But you don't think you get a reward for stepping in there with Crawford? Man, come on, stop. Let me get to the chat, man. Arnold Brown on deck. I see you. Two losses and a draw for Canelo. Yes. Remind them of that. Let me post that so on the replay they can see it in green. You do have two losses, Canelo. Crawford has a circle. That circle is identified in the numeric sense of being a 0. 0 is the value that's lower than 1, Canelo. You feel me? So I'm just saying Crawford has an unblemished record while you have 2 losses and 2 draws. But yet you don't want to give a man any type of shine. You don't want to give him the opportunity. You would give Mel Charlo an opportunity because he was willing to be a freaking lion cub who was sitting there adhering to every order that you gave. You was telling him when to look to the front. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Aye, sir. Aye, sir. Yes, sir. It reminded me if I was in Marine Corps boot camp again. You know how Jamel Charlo was just conforming, instant and willingness, obedience to order. Don't let me start putting on my uniform now. That's how he was doing. Instant willingness, obedience to orders. He was conforming to Canelo Alvarez. He was just happy to get the shot. Other than his brother, he was just happy. Come on, over there lying to James Harden like that. MKB is in the building. What's good with it there, Ron? Salute, bro. They actually seen the transparency Bud was requesting. Okay, now we're getting out to some hot grease. When we talk about the transparency that these pro Spence channels is on here saying that Bud didn't deserve, I bet they didn't tell Amazon Prime that shit. I bet when Amazon felt that they may be a roundabout way venturing into this garage, they sent their people out there to do research. And I guarantee you these idiots that was out there saying that Bud didn't deserve transparency, when the rumor was that he was going to get paid net pay, both of these fighters, net is after the gross. So you're trying to say I can't check the books to see what you was buying, where the money was going, what you was spending the money on? I guarantee Amazon Prime didn't have that issue. So when they needed a network, they definitely went over there and say, excuse me, is there any way we can source these documents? Yes, we're from Amazon Prime. Yeah. We're the administrative team sent out. Yeah, administrative tech team. Do you have it in hard copy, soft copy, Kindle? We will absolutely take a Kindle. However you have your books, we would definitely like to review them, every bit of it. For the last 5 years, just give us 5, a nickel. You understand what a nickel is, don't you? They wanted to see 5 years back, y'all, of how the books and what was in the books, the transparency. I guarantee they didn't tell them. Oh, no. How dare they? But, you know, these pro Spence channels, pro PBC channels, they won't talk about it now. They won't talk about it. They won't mention nothing of it. They're very silent. I'm saying you can pretty much barely hear a murmur. You know what I'm saying? You can barely hear them breathe. They're holding their breath, y'all. If they're black and they're hiding out in the dark, they're up there with their eyes closed. So nobody can see the white of their eyes. They scared shitless, bro. Edgar Fat Joe Bologna. No. I can't call that man a bum, MKB. I can call him bologna, though. Some people look at bologna as being a source of meat that damn near have 80 different types of pig in it. You know what I'm saying? But he looked like Bologna to me. For real. Al Lamo was desperate as hell. He had too many cookie jar to feed. Believe PBC was doomed. What they said in the beginning was the money, and the money was disseminated to the fighters. So much to the fact that these fighters used to get on here and brag about, come on over to PBC like it was death row if you want to get paid as a fighter. See, that worked great when you was just trying to build, a dynasty, so to speak, a conglomerate, whatever you want to call what Al was doing. He was over here having these fighters, taking fighters from Golden Boy and bringing them over there. And guess what? Now, Karma, you know how she operates. She's scandalous, trifling ass. Yeah, you know how Karma works. You was up here taking fighters. Leonard Ellaby was bragging about it on the podium when he was going at freaking Oscar De La Hoya. And now guess what? They fighters, they are being forced so they won't get taken to court. They'll let these fighters out of their contract to go elsewhere. And some of those fighters are going to be going back over to Golden Boy. I don't see Golden Boy having those type of issues. Yeah, they may not be, the top two in promotions, but they seem to be doing very well. They seem like they're not going through the controversy like we seeing right here. Dan on deck, I see you, bro. Canelo fights aren't even exciting, in all honesty. Well, I'll tell you like this: he carried freaking Jermell Charlo like a new set of luggage. He absolutely did. He know he could have got Jermell Charlo up out of there. He carried that man because they did not want Jermell Charlo getting flatlined when he was still undisputed. Even the unified, it don't matter if Zoo, he was still undisputed when he walked in there. So what I believe was, like I said prior to the fight, I said he's not getting flatlined. If anything happened, it might be a TKO, or it'll go the distance. It went the distance. Jermell Charlo went the distance with Canelo, and he damn near did less work than Jermaine Ortiz did when he was fighting Teofimo Lopez. For real. Like Jermaine Ortiz was boxing on the outside. He was using his footwork. But he was much more active when it came down to it than Jermell Charlo, in my opinion. But Canelo knew what it was. Canelo was up there doing some amateurish type shit, allowing Jermell Charlo to slip underneath his right hand, knowing damn well he would never set up a right hand like that and try to go for a headshot while your opponent slip underneath. He's already in the middle of the ring and you looking out into the crowd. Bullshit. I'm calling it. Man, you playing. Hey, they love playing with the consumers, bro. They love puppetizing us, man. It's crazy, bro. What's going on with you, bro? Salute. Shout out to my guy, the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience. Fire live earlier, bro. You know what I'm saying? Continue to keep that spark going, man. Set them streets on fire, bro. Drop that sauce on them. I appreciate your work out there as always, man. Shout out to Team Tucker Official in the building. See, one thing they can't say, man, is I jumped on the bandwagon. They can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I knew him when he was Jackal Fitness. If you can't say you knew him when he was Jackal Fitness, I don't want to talk to you. Mother King, that's my point. Look how long ago that was. The plant fought to that about in years. Edgar Bologna, yeah, for real. What's great colors though? Damn, Bumlanger. Oh, they call him Bumlanger. God damn, man. Is a exact type of fight Canelo's looking for. Man, I am not on board with that at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not on board with that at all. Truth be told, you know what I'm saying? Canelo fighting, Edgar Edgar Bologna. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not looking forward to that fight. That's too easy. That's too easy, bro. Look, this is how easy I think that fight is. You give me a Jermell Charlo who fought Brian Castano. Both fights. Just both fights. Even the first one. You take him in the rematch of both Tony Harrison and Brian Castano. That Jermell Charlo to me will give Edgar Bologna freaking a fit. You just want to walk down somebody that's putting a jab on your ass? Oh man, you will be bloody. You will be bloody, bro. Come on, man. What has he been learning? Has he even been in the gym? Or he just been watching videos from home and doing mitt work? What has he been doing, bro? Church said, keep Bud name out your mouth, Eddie. For real, right? You know what I'm saying? Coach Red said, shit, promote your fighters. Keep Bud name out your mouth. Andrew Charles in the building. What's good with Andrew? I'm glad Bud is out of the rematch obligation. They was just using that to do whatever they have always done. Stall Crawford's career. True, man. True words, bro. You know what I'm saying? Andrew be on point with a lot of shit. I'm just saying, man. They were pretty much stalling the hell out of Crawford. They was trying to play games. And then you had these idiots on here that was saying that, well, pretty much Al Heyman is freezing Crawford out. No, he wasn't freezing him out. He just couldn't oblige Crawford. He couldn't make the fight. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to lock him into a contract. And then even with that, he has wasted, damn near what? 7 months of Crawford's career? A little less than that, because we know they wouldn't have fought, 2 months after the freaking July 29th. But everything that was going along with them supposed to fight in December, and then they pretty much probably knew what was going on with Spence. And then he had, for them to plan the cataract surgery or whatever, and for everything to happen like this actually had a chance. It didn't have a chance because they didn't have the money. They don't have the money. But yet they would rather just have Crawford sitting around, and there's no way for them to assist him moving forward. It's fucked up. Yes, it is. It's messed up, man. Possibly, but I reckon it's probably Munguia in May. So bad could be in September. Well, put it like this, Toby. Munguia or Bologna. Put them both on a sandwich, okay? Put them both on a sandwich, man. You can't tell the fucking difference. I'm just saying. People might say, no, WCS, no, man, you got to talk about some oven roasted turkey, just a little bit of freaking, spice to it. Jaime Munguia, man, he's a little bit more active. You know what I'm saying? He'll give Canelo a bit more of a test, just like he did John Ryder. Yeah, he threw combination and then just stayed there. Okay, hit me back. I'm here. Right over here. Pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? John Ryder was having success, but no. I don't want to see no Jaime Munguia go in there and get beat up. And then people are like, well, that's Jaime Munguia. He dropped in, and now he's gone. I always call Jaime Munguia the Zorro of boxing. He drops into these matches, fight, and then he's gone. Jaime Munguia was dipped and reel off 6, 7, 10 fights. And you don't know who he fought, where he fought. He come back in here 70 and 0. And you're like, when did he fight? Oh, well, he went back over there to Mexico. He did Mexico 6 or 7, 8 fights, and he's back. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Nobody ain't trying to see this bullshit. Now Bud can get some real offers from people with real money. I don't know, Andrew, because, when it comes to Bud Crawford, Who are they going to put him in the ring or try to sign him up with where they can pay him real money? I'm trying to find out who's going to pay him the real money. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to do that? Where, first of all, the opponent matched up with Bud, does it benefit Bud Crawford? Like Jaime Munguia doesn't benefit Canelo Alvarez at all. At all. Jaime Munguia benefits Canelo less than it would have been to Bud Crawford. Seriously. What has he done besides come to the ring with all these freaking titles and act like he's beating Canelo? He's beating David Benavidez. What has he done? Is it really good money? Are you trying to say Jaime Munguia is a Ryan Garcia effect like he was to Gervonta? My God, bro. I don't know what's going on with boxing. It's not up to me to figure it out. I got a freaking build up a team. You know what I'm saying? A tag team. And go out here and pull off a search and rescue mission to see what's going on with boxing. Jessica on deck, what's good with it? I see you in the building. Sometimes I wonder why, shout out to the Queen. Sometimes I wonder why Eddie say dumb, arrogant crap. He says Crawford has 16,000 in Omaha, so why wouldn't Crawford fan base even have doubled by now? Eddie Hearns is one of those guys who knows how to use his mouthpiece. You know that, MKB. And him using his mouthpiece is pretty much what was said by someone like Gervonta Davis. Now, I don't know if y'all want to hear, because Gervonta Davis, I wasn't going to have him in here, but Gervonta Davis pretty much, he got raw about it. You know what I'm saying? And he put color in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what Gervonta said. He said something about a white boy. He said, tell that white boy that was raised off a silver spoon. So Gervonta, let him have it. Based off that offer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He get real greasy with Eddie too. Because Eddie put him out there and really drug his name in the mud. When you have a daddy, Barry Hearns, you know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearns is a vetted guy. His dad was in the business. He still has some type of freaking influence in the business, period. So, Eddie Hearns had the silver, gold, and titanium spoon. So he feels that he can do and say whatever he feels like. You know what I'm saying? It's a sport of boxing. Promoters do that. When you don't feel like there's no repercussions, you're going to continue to be a garrulous individual. Just say what you want to say whenever you want to say it about whoever you want it to be directed to. That's what Eddie Hearns do, man. What's good? What's good? I just hope Bud gets his last 2 paydays he deserves and get out of the unorganized, corrupt sport of boxing. Bud and a very few other fighters are the last of a dying breed of elite fighters. Dang. Hill came over here giving a freaking February speech to the boxing fans, dude. Shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel you on that though. Boxing always go through this type of window every now and then. It's sometimes it's a change of seasons, bro. It happens in the system of boxing. Yeah, they call it a sport, but it's a system. It's too many people that's able to eat from boxing, and no one knows where they eating from. They don't know who's eating and who's not eating. You know what I'm saying? As long as they've been in this life, operating in this system, competing in boxing, it damn near crumbled during the pandemic. That tells me that when Andre Ward recently said that he don't want no UFC model, he's not the only one that feels that way. He feels that it should be some freedom. Well, guess what? With all this freedom, there's a lot of fighters that's struggling to stay alive and feed their families, bro. But you're going to say, well, the UFC model doesn't mean it's going to be healthier. Well, the fighters continue in rotation. They continue to get back in the ring on a continuous rotation. They fighting, they getting paid to fight. And also the rotation is so consistent that, you know, if they lose, all it takes for them a couple more fights to get back in title contention. So I get what some people just don't want to they just don't want to be a part of changing the sport after they competed in the sport, retired from the sport. You know what I'm saying? And people look at them as one of the best to ever do it, especially Andre Ward. He's considered a good guy. But, you know, he should have been more like when he was in Creed, Danny Greer, whatever his name was. You know, he should say, I got next, and I'm here to change shit up. I would rather see them change boxing up because there's too many people getting hurt. There's too many fighters not having money after they competed in the sport for 10 years. They don't have nothing to stand on. They got so many people to pay. You know what I'm saying? The teams are always jacked up. I mean, not the teams. Like, you know, some fighters can't find a solid manager. Or some fighters, you know, can't get signed with a big promotion. Some fighters end up finding themselves as a B-side all the time. It's tough, bro. Boxing ain't no joke. Looking through the books, 5 years maybe. That's why apparently Amazon Prime didn't give PBC a budget. Yeah, man, they wanted to see the books. And I didn't hear all this griping and complaining, you know what I'm saying, on the YTC talking about why Amazon want to see the books. They was quiet as a cricket on the bottom of my shoe because it was chirping and chirping. I walked up on it. I goddamn raised the sole of my foot up and I slammed that mug down on the ground. That's how quiet they got. That's how quiet they got, man. You know, they was busy talking about how great PBC was with their fighters and their payouts and how wealthy they are and all this. And then now with everything that you see and witnessing, they lose two big names in Canelo and Crawford. They lose two big names. That's huge, bro. And once again, I have to say this. This is my people. Al Heyman is a black man like myself. So once again, I remember when Eddie Hearns was coming over here, right? And they were saying how Eddie Hearns was going to get no traction. Like, they already got promoters over here. And they was talking about how good Top Rank was doing. And you know, Bob a triple OG. You know what I'm saying? And then they had the PBC. Top Rank of PBC. That's what they love to do. And I remember Martel over there arguing with freaking Rick Glaser, trying to say, PBC put on this many fights comparable to Top Rank putting on this many fights. He was all wrong. Rick was explaining to him, you don't overpay a fighter. It will lead to the demise of a company because you're not making anything back. And then, you know, Martel was up there saying, and guess what? I'm all about the fighter getting paid. And guess what? You will be unemployed. And guess what? Obviously, you haven't gained enough experience to know how the business model of boxing work. Because it's no set format for the business of boxing. But when it comes to your moral compass, you should understand how the business work to help the company out and the fighter out. And that's what Rick Glaser broke down to him, period. I'm just being honest. That's why I want him to come over here. And, you know, like you got to leave the snack lives alone. Leave Crawford. It's almost like y'all stalking Crawford now. Y'all can't get off of Crawford. Crawford has left the PBC. Whatever connection you have for the PBC, Crawford is no longer there, bro. Let it go. Let it go. Let it burn, man. No joke. I still remember how desperate it would take any fight my boy John Brown would take just to make ends meet. Boxing is too damn corrupt. It hurts how fans look at boxers when it could be the shady MFs that have to deal with. Well, who's shady? There's so many of them. Shout out to Cooking with Sir Senior in the building. Why can't Canelo find a way out of every company and contracts while ducking top fighters while they still look? But they say Bud was doing bad business for doing less than that. True words, man. Well said. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Straight like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is doing, anything he feel like. You know what I'm saying? He's out here freestyling. He's went to court to get out of the $365 million 11 fight deal. No problem. You know what I'm saying? And then I can understand he has some of the same premise to get up out of this contract because they cannot fulfill his request. And that's wild that Canelo can quest $35 million. It's either that or nothing at all. You give me what I want, or it's nothing. All or nothing. I want all of my 35 in the escrow for the fight, and that's that. How could you go up there just because you Canelo? What was the other fight? What was his opponent getting? That's crazy. Who's gonna pay him over there in the zone? $35 million. I know the owner of the zone is a billionaire. I know he's paid, but they're not handing out checks like Riyadh. One thing about Eddie is smart. Eddie's been, brushing elbows, grip and grin photos. He's been cheeking, smiling, all that with them, over there in Saudi Arabia. So if you're talking about getting that money, that liquid money, Eddie is in good with them over there. I'll have to salute him for that. He's in good with them over there. And like I said before, if there's any fight that can be made, I hope it's not Canelo and Hammy McGill. I hope not. I hope they don't move that fight to Riyadh just to appease Canelo. Seriously, that'll be so effed up. But them dudes got money over there, bro. If they can have Anthony Joshua over there in the main event fighting Otto Wallin, you think they ain't gonna have Canelo Alvarez fighting freaking Hammy McGill? Come on, bro. What did Otto Wallin do? So just think about that. If they can have Anthony Joshua, the main event, fight Otto Wallin, I'm pretty sure they can move Canelo over there to fight Hammy McGill or freaking Edgar, Bologna, Bumlanga, whatever you want to call him. Hood Sports, what's good? What's good? I see you in the building. Canelo gonna do McGill like he did Billy Joe Saunders. Well, Billy Joe Saunders, how did he do him? All he did was swelled up that motherfucking eye, and that shit started talking to goddamn Billy Joe. See, this is what I was trying to tell you, Billy. When you was making that video on how to swing on a woman, where to hit her in the ribs, you knew this shit was coming back on you, Billy. Billy, don't you lose my number, 'cause you're not winning tonight. Not against Canelo. Oh, Billy. Man, that's what they were singing. He made Billy Joe Saunders sit on the stool like a good boy. You better stay your ass down there like freaking Otto Wallin. Don't get your ass off that stool. I'm telling you. It's going to get worse. Hey, Billy Joe Saunders quit. Pacheco is a better fighter than Bologna, in my opinion. So why they're not talking about him and Canelo unless they want to cash out Bologna? Look at it this way. Bologna has a fan base, bro. They love Bologna. They love him. I've seen it with my own eyes. They bring fans to the seats. You know what I'm saying? You know who turned me on to that? Shaw News. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I started covering New York, you know, I was saying, hold up, man. Who is this guy Pablo, man? You know, then I saw, okay, Bologna, okay. I mean, and then he explained, he said, on the business side of the house, you know, Bologna, when he was signed with Top Rank, he brings the fans to the seats. He bring the bums to the seats. And bum is what they use in the UK. So I'm trying to be versatile. So Bologna bring in the ticket sales. That's another reason why people believe that him fighting Canelo would do pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense when it comes to the business. I'm just saying. You want to look at Edgar Bologna and Homie McGear. Definitely Edgar Bologna, in my opinion, he's proven to bring butts to the seats. Now, they also going to look at Mexican versus Mexican. Homie McGear versus freaking Canelo Alvarez. Okay. Who gives McGear a chance of beating Canelo? Not a damn soul. Bud will fight anybody, but he wants that guaranteed money, and he deserves it if that's what he wants. In my head, I guess that's kind of hoping the Saudis put up some money. Who else has the money right now? Hey, that's what I'm saying. Solid, bro. I'll be so happy Bud was a fight in Saudi, bro. Like, I'll watch him and Zoo fight in Saudi. If he can't get the Canelo fight, right? I will absolutely watch that fight, and so will other boxing fans. They will watch Crawford versus Tim Tszyu on a card in Saudi. Yes, sir. I just want him to fight something that deals with his legacy. So Tim Tszyu will be a fourth division, potentially for him to go in there and get a WBO title at 154 against a quality opponent. But on the other hand, I don't want to totally rule out Keith Thurman. You know, Sean Porter's giving him the nod to get the victory. I don't know, is Sean Porter still, you know, having flashbacks to when he was active in the ring? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I hope Keith Thurman off the hiatus. I hope he goes in there and be very competitive. Not that, you know, I'm on the Olympic diving team and I'm gonna take the fight into around the 6th or 7th round, and then I'm gonna start getting stanky leg for no damn reason. I'm gonna start just talking to myself and act like I ain't never freaking used no defense in a fight before, and just let Tim Tszyu just start beating me up. I'm looking for Keith Thurman to show us something we ain't seen in a long time, and it's his first fight at 54 off that long of a layoff. Let's just say Tim Tszyu. Yeah, Tim Tszyu win, cool. I want to see him and Crawford go over to Saudi, bro. Real talk. I would love it. I mean, I'm not going to keep on talking about Canelo. Canelo don't want to fight with Crawford. It's too dangerous, man. Think about this. He having a loss on his record to two of the greatest black fighters. You know what I'm saying? And being that he probably won't be able to get a rematch with Crawford. Now, if Canelo was smart, he can have a rematch. You know what I'm saying? He would be able to have a guaranteed fight, especially, you know, how the fight, if it turns out great and the fight fans want to see it again. I mean, that would be great. Seriously, that would be great for him. Hold on for a second, y'all. Do this kill the other side of the street narrative? Well, it was never another side of the street. That was just one of those, you know, it was pretty much just a slang terminology. It was just a street sign that was put up that they wanted you to believe that it was the other side of the street, just because they was put putting up blockers, obstacles for them to actually step in there and get that July 29th destiny. That's all that was. It was never no other side of the street. They just wanted to pretend like it was. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to put on that facade. They wanted to act like this was an animated world of cartoons and boxing. That it was actually another side of the street, and it was very difficult for them to cross that street to fight that Omaha monster. That's all that was. But with time, we seen what happened. It sounds like Bud going after Tim Tszyu, according to the WBO president. He said he's not privileged to say for sure yet. Yeah, Blunt sent me that. I did read that. You know what I'm saying? I did read that. Appreciate you putting that out there. Yeah, I did read that. So, the only reason that, I kind of have a little bit of question about Mauricio Suleiman. He's, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Mauricio be doing and saying, this is the same guy who came out with the freaking franchise belt, the WBC franchise belt, and say, if a fighter petition for it and it's granted, they can never lose it. So if a fighter lose a fight, they can't lose it. That's initially what he came out for. Okay, he granted the Canelo so he can duck. And then Lomachenko, he was like, oh, they can never lose the belt. They can never lose the belt. What? What's the purpose of having it then? If it has zero risk, you're just going to pray, man, get out of here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Martil being very weird over there. His obsession is crazy. You know what it is, Jay? You know what I'm saying? Him and whatever that guy named, you know what I'm saying? They be up there infatuated with Crawford. I'll talk about Crawford fighting other fighters. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with what he got going on. It ain't personal, but I have to call it for what it is. You say you was all about representation of business, this and that, and man, pretty much you've been exposed, man. It's just a costume. You know what I'm saying? You're just playing over there. You don't have no roster of fighters, and you haven't been talking about this PBC shit. Andrew said, definitely missed the point. He was thinking like a manager whose goal is to earn a maximum commission, but he didn't understand how the philosophy doesn't benefit the greater good. Absolutely facts. Rick was trying to break it down to him about the greater good. In order for a organization like the PBC, that's not a promotion, to thrive and keep on being productive and growing, they can't sit up here and overpay their fighters and they keep on taking losses. And then from the outside looking in, you got people on the YTC talking about, hey, man, they paying their fighters what they want to pay. Ooh, wah, wah. You know what I'm saying? And then Rick Lace is breaking it down to him, say, no, you're showing your democratic ways. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not right. That's incorrect. That's how Rick Lace is. No, that's incorrect. No, that's incorrect. He was scorching them. He said, you can't sit up here and overpay fighters. How are you supposed to run a business? You can't sit up here and overpay people and then you're not making the money back. And look at them now. Look at the PBC now when you got people out here like Martel that's supposed to be representing and leading. Come on, man. Come on. And now all you talk about is Crawford? That is strange. That is strange, people. Back end money endorsements. Meanwhile, Mexico get the fight for free. Hey, Canelo, look, Jay, Canelo is smart. He's allowed his people to continue to support him by making sure, they see the fight for free. And that's why when he had that fight over there in Guadalajara, man, he was out partying all night. They were showing him mad love. Come on, man. I can't imagine how that shit was. I can't imagine how that concierge service, that treatment they gave Canelo, man. Oh my God. Dude. Man, I bet it was amazing, dog. Investing and gambling all the money on one or two fighters just cheats other fighters out of making money. I agree, bro. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is not 1% of boxing, 2% of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Why in the hell he getting all these funds and other fighters up here like, They eating freaking from McDonald's, man. How's this supposed to work? I've said this before. I'll say it again. Billy threw harder shots in How to Beat a Woman video than he did the Canelo fight. Yeah, solid, man. Solid, dog. You ain't never lied, Andrew. You ain't never lied, bro. Cause see, when he was hitting that bag wasn't hitting back. Canelo started spicing his ass up, boy. It was done. Edgar sell ticket, that's a fact. Yeah, man. I remember you was telling me how that, cause I didn't quite understand why it was, they was getting that AT&T treatment, AT&T rather. You know what I'm saying? They was getting that AT&T like. It was so many people that was reaching out and touching. I said, why is he getting all that love? Like, I just don't see it. Like, I don't believe he's that good. Even when he was knocking cats out, I just kept seeing him do the same thing. Like, I said this before. He was power happy, right? Whenever he wanted to set the freaking power hand up, he would stand there. He would slide that right foot back. And he would wait till there's a pause in the combination. And he'll try to throw the overhand right. I made so much money off Edgar Bologna going the distance with DeMond Nichols. I made so much money off him. I'm just saying, man. I appreciate the info. You know what I'm saying? The sauce did educate me on that part of it. I still remember that because I couldn't understand. People was cheering for Pablo. I ain't saying he a bad dude. I ain't saying Bologna is. You know what I'm saying? I met Bologna in person. He was a cool cat. All this is constructive criticism. That's why I don't like calling cats a bum. But, I call him baloney, though. I call him baloney. Because when you say baloney, you invite a girl and say, babe, check this out. I want to do something different, right? It's still going to be special. I want to do something different when it comes. I don't want to take you to Cheesecake Factory because you got people online talking about, you're not going to put me out there like that. I just think we should eat out, our first meal at the crib, and I'm gonna cook you up some exquisite bologna. Now, now hold up. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't know what I'm putting on there. I'm gonna put some freshly peeled lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, put a little pepper on there. You know what I'm saying? Some Dijon mustard. Yeah, that bologna is popping. And I know how to dress it up real nice. You put a slice down on the bread, touching the bread first. Then you put all the condiments, and then you put another two slices up there. You know what I'm saying? And then whether you want to have the bread toasted or you just want to just heat it up a little bit. But we gotta understand that bologna is the future, baby. It's cheap and inexpensive. Bologna right now, that's probably what a lot of people eating. Seriously. People can't sit up here and afford that food like that, man. Hey, bologna, man, you gotta switch it up. Tell your girl we doing something different. Your girl look at you like, bye, nigga. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. What's good with it? OG in the building. Salute to you. She's like, man, you got me full. Hey, and I'm gonna call an Uber. This nigga feed me bologna. Hopefully that's the next play for Bud. Hopefully that's the reason. Tim Tszyu is fighting at 155 and holding on to his title. Tim Tszyu, in my opinion, win, lose, or draw, is Thurman would be good. Okay, man, appreciate the input, first of all, from y'all. Appreciate the input, man. Real talk. So let's go back a little bit as to why they fighting 155. They definitely they denied Keith Thurman the opportunity to fight for a title. Why? Because some reason they're saying he's been out of the ring too long. When damn well we know other fighters have been out the ring that long and have came back and fought for a title. You already know what I'm saying. 8th division world champion Manny Pacquiao. They wasn't saying that he couldn't fight for a title. Oh, was it because he used to hold the title and then they put him in recess when he didn't even meet any of the requirements? He wasn't injured, nor was it something outside the scope of boxing. But now Keith Thurman, he comes back and they don't want, the commission or whatever, don't want to improve it to be a sanctioned the WBO, they don't even want to sanction the fight because they're trying to act like, oh man, Thurman, no. So whether Tim Tszyu loses, he still keeps the title and to fight another day. But it is BS once again from boxing to say that Keith Thurman doesn't rate an approval from the WBO because of his hiatus. Stop it. That's a former unified freaking welterweight champion. Stop it. Come on, man. Come on. What you talking about? What are you talking about, man? But I like what you said because it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You said hopefully it's stretched. Add some more L's in there. Hopefully. Yes. Hopefully that is the play. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that is the play. Making franchise a belt that supersedes all others was a mistake. It should have just been an honorary title like Super Champion. A belt you can't lose that voids all others is just ridiculous. They pressed him on it. I remember when he was attempting to appease those golden childs of his. Canelo being numero uno and Vasily Lomachenko being numero dos. Yes, he was up here appeasing them. And he thought that because he's the president, he can do that. That's another vetted man. He's a vetted man in the game. They don't care about what you think about their decisions. They don't plan on a lot of those decisions being long term. They just know they can make them and they can keep it out there as long as they want to get what results they're looking for. And then they'll make some little minuscule revisions. Besides that, they don't care. This man said a franchise champion can't lose the freaking title. If he loses, he still keeps the title. So basically, what is the purpose again? But he was forced to change it because people was pressing him hard on it. Like, Mauricio, it doesn't make sense what you're saying. It doesn't make any freaking sense, man. It makes no sense at all. None. Cheesecake Factory or Arby's, make your choice. Yeah, man. I was just more so talking about, basically these women, they want you to take them to a 5-6 star restaurant when, they have nothing else to offer. The meal itself is probably better than what you're going to get. Because I'm going to be honest, off topic just for a little bit, all these not all, majority of these females that you see online with all this cosmetic, one thing is don't change, and you already know what it is. You can get all the aesthetics. You can put new panels on the car and all that. But that engine, it ain't no tune-up or maintenance on that. The car is still going to run like shit. It don't matter you put a wide body kit on there, a spoiler. You know what I'm saying? You adjust the suspension. You know what I'm saying? You give it a new paint job. It don't freaking matter. They want you to take them to a 6 star. I love freaking that restaurant, the Cheesecake Factory that girl denied. Shit, I love that shit. I wish a girl would say, "Oh, I can't take you to Cheesecake Factory." I would say, you know what? You're right. It's another restaurant in there. They just opened up. For real? What is it? I'll name a restaurant. It's not even in the proximity. I said, let me go park the car. I'm going to drop you off up there on the curb. I'm going to go park the car. Because usually any Cheesecake Factory, the shit is crowded, y'all. You just drop off at the curb. And then you take off. And you hit them gears on them. But anyway, back to the topic. This is where I'm at with it. I just think like Crawford should be recognized for cracking jaws and breaking banks. You know what I'm saying? Single-handedly, what he did to Errol Spence Jr., breaking his jaw up like that, you know what I'm saying? Had that man bleeding profusely out of both sides, of his facial composition. It's just Crazy that one man can do all this harm. You know what I'm saying? And also break the bank. It was the last nail in the coffin. Showtime said, no. I'm pretty sure it was a long nights where Al Heyman was up there pleading and begging, please, one more year. One more year. Please talk to him. Please, the staff. Can y'all talk to him, please? They weren't trying to hear that. And look, the crazy part about it, you know how we have all this artificial, this AI, you have so much that's going on here that's really not reality. A lot of this stuff is venturing over the artificial intelligence and just taking us on a whole different journey. The places that we'll never be able to go in life, but we can experience them in the virtual reality, right? Well, I'm pretty sure PBC would have wished this was a virtual reality. I'm pretty sure they would have wished this was a virtual reality, but it wasn't. It was something that was building up that they took for granted. And now it was something they couldn't stop. All from one man. Why? Because Crawford was living in a state of reality. He heard the criticism. This is the person to say he constantly had to prove himself his entire life, right? And when it came to him finally getting an opportunity to face Spence, the big fish, strap season, the truth, all these hashtags that he had, how people was saying that, no, his whole resume is garbage, he ain't did nothing. Even from the fighter to the coach, even on the YTC, people were sitting up here getting gray hairs, talking about Spence Crawford in 2,500 debates. Didn't even give Crawford any freaking check or compensation for building up their subscribers and viewership based off the back of his name. They didn't give him shit, bro. That's how selfish they was. I would have respected them even. I would have jumped to them a huge super chat if they would have said, hey, we made a lot of money off Crawford's name, hating on him. And we just want to show our appreciation at the end of the day because he is a boxer, one of the top elites. We just want to send him a check. We know he's a millionaire, but we want to send him a check. Maybe he can use it for the paint on the left side of his freaking mansion. You know what I'm saying? In the bottom room to the left. Maybe this is enough to basically paint that room. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about the rest of them. This $250, that's what we're looking at. And you would have gave the man something instead of just using him and talking crap about him and saying he wasn't this and what Spence was gonna do. He went in there and beat Spence like that, and Spence didn't freaking help the situation. He slipped up and said he was gonna beat the man like Kunta. That's how Spence was laughing. I'm gonna beat that man like Kunta. and Crawford like, okay, all right, don't let me take my belt off. Man, you ain't your son, and take my belt off. Man, I always lived out of pocket. Y'all kept on building. They called the man Top Rank Toby, and that was just an culminating moment. That was a culminating moment, July 29th, to change history. Now, Crawford can't find somebody to fight. Eddie Hearn saying go to Omaha. He's been disrespectful. Why don't you put one of your fighters in there with him? That's funny how Eddie Hearn then suggests a fighter for Crawford. He just told him to go over there to fight in Omaha. Defend your titles like he give a damn. What does he care about who Crawford's fighting? If Crawford was to go over there and say he want to sign with his own, Eddie would be talking like Crawford is better than any fighter he's ever faced. I mean, he's ever signed. Real talk. If Crawford was willing to come over there, Eddie would be talking so nice about him. So nice. But that's not the case. We know that. But y'all understand what it is, man. That man right there, he broke the bank. And if you look in the background, that is Errol Spencer's pocket. You know what I'm saying? That is his left pocket. And look, when you want to learn how people can steal from you and not even physically touch you, that's what Crawford did. Crawford caused a chain reaction July 29th. He beat Spence up. Not only that, he beat up all them other people that was there from Dallas and all the higher ups that was betting all that money on him, beat everybody up in one night. That trickled down to people at Showtime losing money, them getting pissed off and mad with the PBC, and goddamn called them up and say, you done fucked up, right? No, yeah, you know you done fucked up, right? No, listen. Hey, Al, you know you done fucked up, right? No, hear me out though. See, y'all jumping to conclusion. See what happened? They ran up St. Charles, and I don't know why his coach didn't. You know you done fucked up. He fucked up. You fucked up. I'm telling y'all done fucked up. Hey, man. Boss ain't gonna like this. I don't think we're gonna be here. We done. This year is over. We out. No, go out to dinner with me. Let's talk over dinner, man. No, it ain't no more dinners. It's over. Your fighters was eating good. And you know what? We can't continue to freaking lose money like that because we ain't eating good like that. We not eating the way we supposed to. So they was out. All because of Bud. Bud broke the bank. The chain effect of what he did July 29th was incredible. And freaking incredible. So many people talk about wanting to fight Bud, but they're not making any move towards making it happen. T.O., you don't want to fight no Bud Crawford. You go in there with that man, it would be almost like you never learned Spanish in your life. You'll be talking straight English for the rest of your life. People be trying to talk Spanish. What? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó? No sé, señor, no. No, you used to speak fluent Spanish. No, I ain't never spoke no Spanish, dog. Every now and then, I'm just mimicking what pop in my head. No, you used to speak fluent Spanish, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. No, man, I'm from New York, man. B. I just spoke English the whole time, B. Dead ass, man. Dead ass. You know, you ain't never heard me speak that Espanol, man. No, you did. But Crawford beat the shit out of you. He beat it out of you. That's all. You know how you was talking about the pyramids after Jermaine Ortiz? This time you was talking about, hey, the only thing I want to do is go to a safari where the lions are at, and I want to test myself to see if I really got that lion spirit in them. I want to go out there and try to pet one of them. I want to hand feed them. They're going to say, no, T.O., that's not a good idea. Obviously, you face some traumatic trauma. Okay, we're gonna get you some help and some freaking therapy. All right, just chill. No, I want to go pet the lions. Take me to the nearest safari. No, better yet, I don't want to go to a safari in the U.S. I want to go to an African safari. You know what I'm saying? Take me to the Nile River. I know I can swim across that because I'm athletic. Them crocodiles ain't nothing. Bud Crawford beat the goddamn sanity out of T.O., dog. He said, no, W says you have to give the credit to Snack. You know, if I give the credit to Snack there, Jessica, then they're going to talk about it for another 7 years. The fight was last July, and they're still talking about Snack. That proves, right, that remember when I said that Bud beat up more than just Spence in that ring? He beat Charlo. He beat up the Spence fans, the ones that was there in person that witnessed it. they suffered the most damage. They did. They suffered a whole lot of damage. They just don't want to admit to it. They suffer some damage, y'all. That's why they come on here acting the way they do. They some weird individuals. They're quite different, wouldn't you say? For them to be still infatuated, drawn in so close, to continue to talk about Snack and talk about Victor Conte, to talk about Crawford over and over again when their favorite fighter, Spence, is taking pictures on the doorstep with his pockets out. They never cared about him. That's why I say, hands down, is nobody even close. The absolute worst fan base ever was Spence fans. The worst. The worst. Eddie is the worst when it comes to promoting American fighters. He has a vendetta against them. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen some American fighters, go over there and do fairly decent. Tevin Farmer. Right? We have to get Tevin Farmer some play now. I mean, come on now. He got Tevin Farmer a belt. Hey, July 29th was amazing. The defining moment of the era. Yes, it was, man. It was a defining moment. And, unfortunately, generations of fish, shrimp was met with a harsh reality. You know what I'm saying? When they found themselves being prepped for the Crawford fans. You know what I'm saying? That was absolutely unbelievable. That was a fish fry that I'll never forget. Seriously, never forget, man. Perch, catfish, whiting. Oh my God. Jumbo shrimp, seasoned fries, coleslaw. I'm about to go out there right now. I'm about to relive the moment. I'm telling you, I'm about to relive the moment. Bud squashed Spence like a bug. I wouldn't say like a bug, dog. The reason why I'm saying that, Andrew, because he got up. Now maybe he was a dung beetle. Now, I'm pretty sure you step on a dung beetle, and there's some strong motherfuckers. If you run over a dung beetle with your car gonna goddamn get flipped over. Them some strong ass motherfuckers right there. You know what I'm saying? You drop a cinder block on a dung beetle. the cinder block is gonna crack in half, man. It's almost like the old Chuck Norris jokes that they have. Them motherfuckers are strong as hell. I think Spence at that time, he showed he had courage. He kept getting off the canvas even though they say he was weight drained. He showed heart, bro. It ain't no bitch in him, man. Real talk. I criticize the shit out of him for the way he blew his career. But he kept getting up, man, through the embarrassment, through the pain, through the damage that he was Crawford was inflicting on him. He kept getting up, bro. He kept getting up. He could have just very well did what a lot of fighters doing recently and just sprawling out on the ground doing snowman and shit, flapping their arms, twitching their feet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. I got to give him that much. Dare was with Eddie for a while, and Eddie didn't make shit happen. Yeah. But, I just brought up Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer, you can't tell him anything. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Spence, he ain't no punk, man. Seriously. But, man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Thanks for the interaction as always. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. Until next time, peace. I'm out.